I'm going to take you up here in the attic to give you an idea as to what I'm dealing with on the old side of the wiring that the owner that built this house originally did. So let's go up here in the attic of the shop. He definitely put it together, that's for sure. But this is the attic. But this is what he has up here. He has this one and this one. And I'm trying to figure out how the hell he's got this all set up. Now I just brought in this new wire. And right now I just got it connected to the box right here with the ground strap. So this is new wire. But these old porcelain insulators or whatever it is you want to call them could very well be leaking. I see they're chipped, they're old. These got to be, let me see, the house was built in '62. They built this place before the house. They built this in like '58 or '59 because they lived here in this garage as they had as a little house while they built the house. And that's how that worked. So, I mean, the company, the guy I bought this place from, the street's actually named after his family. So, but that's about it. So that's what I'm up against. Now, this is a ground that he has running, or had running down to the earth, which is down through that hole right over there. And I had a big old short until I cut that ground, and that dropped my voltage a little bit. So this is where I'm at. Is that a slug? You know, I found an old, a real old wooden ironing board up here the last time I was up this way, because you may even find something back there if I went back there, but I don't know. I don't find, I won't throw that right now. But this is where we're at, and here's the other one. So now, the way it looks, the wire that's coming out of the first box runs all the way over there to that junction box. I don't know if you can see that little junction box over there. Right about, let me see if I can get the light right about where that light is. Right there. See that little junction box? And then from there, it goes off into three other directions. So the one that's coming up into the far right side goes the input. That's coming out of that fuse box that I showed you. Then the one coming down, like in the middle, to the left, that comes back and goes into this box. And then there's another one going out the other side that continues on. And then whatever's coming out of this box goes down and around and squiggly into that junction box and feeds all that. So I mean, he did a lot of extra wiring here. He wasted a lot of money out here in wire, and just started putting up junction boxes. Now there's another one over there that has something going into it, but it looks like nothing coming out of it. So I am going to have to crawl up in there, I guess, to see what the hell is what. Well, before I start crawling around up there, and before I start dealing with this here, I'm going to wait for the wife to get home. This way, there's somebody here if I start yelling for help. So, now this is the new wire that I had run, and that comes up through that conduit over there in the corner, if you can see it. And that's this conduit goes up. It goes up about 1.5 feet, just a little bit higher than what you're seeing. Wire comes out of it and comes over here. Now that's all, actually that's 12.3, I think it is. So, well, yeah, it is. It's 3. So I do have an extra circuit there if I need it. However, I think what I can do is take both of these out of here, eliminate a lot of this, and put in just one 4-banger regular breaker box. And that's what I have, so I think that's what I'm going to plan on using. I mean, I'd really like to put it down below, but, well, I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be all that hard. I'd have to put a junction box in up here, but, or just use one of these as a junction box, which I can probably do. But all I'd have to do basically is take this wire here that I have plenty of, drill a hole, bring it down. Here we go. Oh, here, let me leave this light up here. There's no sense me carrying this light up and down with me because I'm going to need it anyway. And while I'm up here, I might as well put a light. So anyway, let's come back down out of the attic. Now, if I was to come down, well, see, I got wire right there. What was there at one time? Let's go back up again. Oh, there's another light box right there. I didn't even see it. Okay. All right. See what I mean? If he needed it, he just ran another wire off of a different junction box. So that's what he had done. And come right down and put a box right here. So if it ever does pop, I don't have to climb up in the ladder, because that ladder isn't normally here. It's here right now because I'm working on it. So if a breaker pops up there, I gotta get a ladder. Where half hour of work, bringing it down to here, would probably solve all my problems. I mean, as far as me having to climb up and down. And then that's about it. Yeah, because I don't plan on knocking this out of here. So that's not a big deal. So I may do that. I probably will. There's, you know. All right. So here we are. Broken hearted. Went to crap and only farted. Okay. Now, this is the new stuff I put in. So now we can disconnect this. The wife told me the power was off. But we're still going to treat it with kid gloves. Now these gloves are really not voltage rated. However, you give me a little bit of a chance. I don't want to be careless thinking that they are, if you know what I mean. I just want to make sure that any little added prevention can't hurt. So let's do this. Let's cut these wires right down so we don't have anything really that we can call bare, because I gotta pull this out of here. First I have to loosen up underneath. There, right there. So the plan is to take this box down completely. There. Now, we have no power, old power, in the shop at this point. So, with that being said, let me disconnect all this crap. I may use this as a junction box. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Get that up out of the way. I'm not going to need that right now. Get that over there. Okay. Now some of this I can use down below, but if I'm going to use this here, I might as well, let's get these out of the way so I don't break them. You know why he has this up here? Are you seeing this? Right. Because if you're out of fuses and you blow a fuse, you can pull the fuse out, put that in, screw the fuse in, and it'll short it out so that you still have power. but it's not recommended by no means. I don't mean to put my head in your way here, guys, but I gotta see inside here for a minute. Now, the easiest way to do this right now would naturally be putting the breaker box right here. But what may be easy now will not be easy later. So that's why I'm changing it out. Yeah, see, he even put putty behind this just in case they short it out. And that can also be conductive to a point. That's behind the fuse. So he's thinking at this point, you know, those are screws. So if the screws went through too far, which they're probably exposed on the other side of that putty, so he put the putty on it to help protect it from the box, which is grounded. So I mean, even this right there could be the culprit. You know, we never know. So I'll put all that over there. And now the box I'm going to leave here just for now. Let's see if I can get this light up a little higher. Higher, higher, higher. But yet not in the way. I got to get this done. I was going to put a light up here, but there's really no need to if I'm not going to be coming up here all the time to do any work. And I really don't plan on coming up here all the time. So I don't see any issues with that. Let me use this old screwdriver. Pop this thing out. Oh, it's dusty as all heck up here. Come on, get out of here, you little fuck. Oh, excuse me, guys. May contain strong language. Yeah. Pain in the butt. Alright, when all this fails, bang it out. Convert to brute force. Oh, jeez. See, the problem is this is all native. It's hard, it's old, and that's all the problems that you have with this older wood. And the other side of the coin is, the older it is. Now see, this I'm going to need, but I just want to get everything out of the way for now so I can see what the hell we're doing. Now over here we have another box. Let me see if I can get you on this one. Hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Yeah, that's the one. Now if I can get the light out of your face, because I have to see too, you know. Well, that's not going to work. How about if I put it up here? Yeah. Is that your guys' way? Is that your way? No. Okay. So here's a few more old fuses. Now this is a return off of the junction box that's over there. So the wire that I fed in originally, which is the yellow wire, brought it into the other piece that I took out the top. That feeds all the way over there into a junction box. Now that junction box that comes back to this one. So what he's basically trying to do here is have 4 circuits. Now what I'm going to try to do is figure out what the hell he was trying to do and put all the circuits, all 4, on a breaker box, which is going to be downstairs. That's going to be a 4-circuit box, a 4-breaker box. But I got to figure out what the heck he's doing here. You know what, let me just cut that off. It's not hot, so I shouldn't have to. Well, I can't assume that right now with the way this thing is wired. See, actually, this would probably be a better junction box than this other one. Yeah, may just be. So, okay. I'm gonna cut the top. One of the top ones will come off easy because they just slide in. So let me just unscrew this. So it's cold out today, guys. And I'm finally recuperating from a long day up at the House of Representatives. Talking to a bunch of the reps, a couple of senators and stuff. I just get an idea of what the hell's going on up there. And this stupid law that this asshole, you know, what my feeling is, this asshole that's trying to pass this budget is a clone. Not so much a clone, but a fall guy, a patsy to the governor, which is an asshole. He's the one that keeps putting us in debt. We are billions of dollars in the hole, and he keeps spending money. You know, he's giving it away. The thing is, a lot of us feel this is going to be his last term because he's going against everything he said he was going to do and put us just deeper, 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 and continues to do so. So we think, as you know, myself as well as the others that I hang around with, that he's feeling this is probably going to be his last term. So he has to pay off a lot of people that he's made promises to. One is a new Coliseum, which is also a big old scam. You know, 250 million or something. But see, that wasn't supposed to be anything to do with us. That was supposed to be paid by, I forgot who it was, somebody out of state that was going to bring their team in here or something, you know, it's going to be their stadium, so to speak. And that's how that was going to work. Well, what happens is, for some reason, after this thing all got started, and the ground is broke, and things are being poured, and all is going, these people backed out. Well, if that happens, usually you have an insurance policy on this. So if you do have a problem, your insurance kicks in. Well, you know, because it was going to be a scam to start with, because asshole governor just wanted to give his buddy a good contract because he owed him something, you know, didn't care about this other one with no insurance because he knew it was going to be a scam to start with because the other one was just a made-up story anyway. Now, the company was real. However, the story wasn't. And that's where we ended up with that. You know, again, you pay Peter off, you know, Peter did something for me, and now, I got to do something for him. So he's trying to pay up on all his promises that he made to everybody, because he's probably going to be his last term. And if he doesn't pay up, he can very easily end up underground someplace, and nobody will ever find him. So, it's a must payoff thing here. And that's what kind of happened. This will probably be a better junction box. I'll just throw a screw up there, tighten it up. And I don't need anything big, I don't need it as big as this. Now, this box is not an outdoor box, but I won't take it off. I'll leave it here, knowing it's here if I need it. I mean, if I'm going to store it, I might as well just store it where it is. So, I should have brought up some real screws. I hate these blade screws. I'll tell you, they didn't have it very good back in the days. That screw's not going to work. I'm going to be here all day with that thing. There we go. Yeah, because they didn't have the all that we have nowadays, as far as screws and things, all these different heads to make it easier, and power tools to put them in. They got to put in a 3-inch screw they got to use a blade driver, which is a pain in the butt. And I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just going to get the other screws and do it. I'm not going to, you know, and they'd have to force this in here. You know, I mean, the older generation, they worked their ass off. They were hard-working people. That's all I can tell you. All right, now, this big old wire that I have here, I have to drill a hole because I'm going to bring it down. So I will probably be better off drilling a hole from the bottom up. And I'm probably going to be over. I just got to remember to stay away from the beam. All right. I am probably going to be coming up down there someplace. But I'll be right back. I'm not going to keep you here long. Okay, so we got the box in down below. Drill the hole where I need it. Now I got to get my butt over there and get this wire down. Which shouldn't be too much of a problem. Right. You know, as I said, shouldn't be. There we go. I get it down enough so I can get past what you call it there. There. Okay, so we'll be able to pull that down, and then I'm going to send another one back up to get over here. I don't know if you've seen where I was or not, but yeah, I'll move you over here for a few minutes. Sorry, guys. There's a hole right there. I think you're seeing it. I'm not positive. Where that yellow wire goes in. That one's going to come up. And then I'm going to take the one that comes up, snake it across, tack it across the beam, bring it up here, bring it into the back of this box, and then bring another one into this box, and then I'm going to tie this one and this one into that, because this one is a feed. This one here I don't care about. I want the one that was feeding, so I got to find out what that was feeding, because it came back to here and went to here, which you're not seeing what I'm pointing at, but over here, I don't know if you can see that in the dark. So it came out of here, went over to there, came back here, and came into this. Now, where's the one that came out of, oh, and then we have this one that came out of here. So that's those two. That is also going to leave this wire hot. So I'm going to have to figure out, I can cap it for now, but I'm going to have to go over there and figure out what the hell is going on and how it's connected. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, here we are, guys. We are up in the attic of the workshop. Yeah. That's where we are. So, now it's just a matter of trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do here. So, get some of this crap done. How about this one? Okay, so here we are, up here dealing with this crap, and trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So I brought up two circuits. because that's all that was up here. And that 2 circuits was basically running the whole garage, which is off of 120 amp circuit in the house. Again, that's all the old stuff. I'm just rewiring it from the house to here, hoping that everything out there is okay. You know, meaning all that stuff that you may or may not be seeing. So, the other one of these, this fuse box, when I took it downstairs and I looked at it, the back piece, this piece here where he has the clay, which is the back piece of the fuse, was bare. Now it's supposed to stand off because there's a little bit of a standoff edge on this, so that when it's up against the box, there's a little bit of a space behind it, about 1/16 of an inch. But I'm wondering if that was any way, shape, or form something that may have been screwing up. Now see, the thing is, it's screwing up throughout the whole system. You know, the house and all the new stuff that I put in on the backside. However, if it's coming in from here, it's feeding back into the house and coming back. So basically, if there's a short here, you know, someplace, or whatever the case may be, a short would hopefully blow a breaker, but you know what I mean. If I was to put power on one of these lines, and as long as all the breakers are open, it would go back into the house, out of the house, back into the shop, the new part of the shop, and all the new wiring I've done. So a problem here could be causing the problem throughout the whole place. Now, usually, as a rule, the wire inside this BX stuff is usually pretty good. There really isn't too much room for error in those. And that, I mean, I've seen that stuff last for hundreds of years. Well, not hundreds of years, but a very long time. However, this is another story, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. But we're eliminating steps as we go along, and that's basically where we're at. So, let me strip down some of these wires. I gotta get a, for this. Yeah, you know what I mean. A through box fitting. Now each one of these below will go to a breaker. Now I have 4 breakers, but I've only got 2 circuits here, which is fine. So I'll just use 2 of them. But if I ever want to bring another one up, I know I have it there in case I need it. There's no sense going nuts just trying to get a 2 system. Or if you buy a 4 system, just buying 2 breakers. You know, if you're doing it, do it. Buy it. Get it over with. You never know if you're going to need it. And if I need it, I don't want to have to drive for 10 minutes and walk around the store for an hour to try to get it, when I can just get it. So, alright. So the good thing is we do have a couple of grounds here that I can ground off to the box. So let me just get those out of the way for now. And then I'll run a ground from that. Well, actually, I'll just put a butt on them and take them right over. Now, what did I do with my strippers? Here we are. Strippers! Strippers, you say? I say. Now, it doesn't make a difference which one of these I go where. As long as I keep 1 to 1. Now, I don't want to have one hot and one white on each side, even though it probably wouldn't make a difference. But we like to keep things organized. Pardon me with all the coughing, it's just, it's dusty as all hell up here. I should have worn a dust mask. Dum-de-dum-dum. So what have you guys been up to? I noticed I got a lot of emails, or a lot of, not so much, yeah, notices. And the spam folder opened up to normal again. So now if you go into spam, I can get you out of there. That was a pain in the ass for a while. A lot of guys, I guess, were having a problem because they were coming out with all kinds of fixes. And they all worked pretty good, I guess. I had got mine from, what is it, Texas across the pond, or I forgot what her handle was, I'm sorry. But she had sent me a link that took care of everything. So I got that done. And then who else? The Dark Matter, I think it was, and the landlord, whatever. I don't remember. I'd be lying if I said for sure. But they had a couple of good videos out there. And I'm sure they would all work. But so far, the other night, I went there and there they were. All the little boxes. So I just check all, approve all, and it was done. I said, all right, it's back to normal again. Here we go. Oh, that ain't working. Why aren't you working? Come on, you're supposed to be working with me here, guys. You're supposed to be cooperating. You remember that word, cooperation? Well, come on. I don't have time to be up here playing with you guys. Oh, I got things to do. Yeah, you're just one part of it. Yeah. Let me do some twisting first. How's that? Will that help you along a little bit? Even though I'm not supposed to, I will. I'll help you along if I have to. There we go. Good wire. Good wire. No, bad wire. Okay, good. Okay, good, good, good. Now we'll do the black. So when I was out up at the House of Representatives yesterday, like I was saying earlier, I find that you get more done, believe it or not, out in the hallways. Because the senators and the representatives all come out there to take a break. And they're just looking to hang out and talk, you know, about anything other than what they got to deal with in there. And, yeah, they come out and they start talking to you, you know, you start talking to them. Hey, how you doing? Boy, I'm glad I'm not in your seat today. You know, you kind of play the I feel sorry for you role, you know. And some of them I do. But, yeah, so on and so forth. And then they start talking, you know, and then, well, what do you think? You know, then you tell them what you think. And as long as you don't start talking like an asshole, you know, and start talking somewhat reality, they listen. And, you know, you get things done. Yeah, but at the end of the day, from them coming out, because when my back started bothering me, I started spending a lot of time out in the hallway. You know, out in the lobby area. And they would come out and, you know, we started bullshitting a little bit. We started talking. And, you know, what do you think? What would you think about this? You know, we got any input on it? Help me out here. You know, this is what they say to you. You know, so you talk to them, you know, person to person. You know, well, this is what I think. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but come on, this is way out of hand. You know, this guy that's proposing this budget, you know, I don't know where they got him from, you know. And they'll say, yeah, I know, you know, and yeah. You know, he's only been with us for 6 years, and this is the first budget he's ever put together, and I'm sure it's going to be his last, and, you know. Right? And so what do you think about the whole thing? You know, you talk to him. you know, and it's different. You know, he starts talking about fish and game and dinner tickets and, you know, and stuff like that. Their kid, oh, I took my son to the last Fish and Game. I was a Democrat, you know. I took my son to the last Fish and Game with what the hell was the name of that fishing game? It's hunting, fishing game, stuff like that. It's I can't remember the name of it now, but it's up near Hartford. And I said, yeah. He says, but now they won't even sell me a ticket. Yeah, because apparently he voted on something that they didn't care about. You know, it wasn't anything drastic, I don't think, but you know, to some people, the littlest things could be drastic, and you know, you can kind of see what I mean on that. How it should happen. So I'm just going to tie these two together for now. I'm going to come up with. Well, I'm going to try to tie these two together for now. I'll come up with another ground strap and take it and bring it off to the ground side. So, but. You know, it's just one of those things, and he's talking. And then at the end of the night, you know, when everybody's kind of clearing out, and I'm standing out there in the lobby again, you know, I was one of the first ones out to the lobby because I got to stretch my leg and my back. It's not that I want to, it's just that, you know, I have to. And I'm out there, and I'm out there with the CCDL, you know, with their big shots, NRA, with their attorneys from Virginia. You know, we all sat down. We were having breakfast together and bullshit and stuff like that, and and a couple other lobbyists against the new proposals. And they're all coming out, both Democrats and Republicans. They're coming out and they're saying, "Hey, see you later, Buzz. Have a good night. Have a good night. Hope things go your way. You know, thanks for the ideas." You know, and you know, here we are. They're talking to me like they've known me for 100 years. You know. Now, a lot of that is just BS, but again, you know, just by them remembering the name, you know, after 4 or 5 hours and being in there listening to all that names and bullshit going on, you know, now Buzz is kind of an easy name to remember, but however, you know, it kind of counts in my book. So then one of them, I forgot his last name, he said, "Listen, just call me Rusty," you know. So now here's. You know, one of the representatives saying, "Just call me Rusty." You know, he says, I says, "Oh boy, those seats are tough in there." He goes, "Yeah," he says, "but they're not too bad where we sit." "Oh, sure." I said, "But I can't sit back there with you guys." "Yes, you want to come back here with me? Come back and sit next to me." He says, "Come on." I said, "Sure, I'm going to sit in the back with you guys with all the House of Representatives. Don't worry about it. You're with me. Come back here." I said, "Nah," I said, "I can't be seen sitting with a Democrat." You know. So, and he laughed it off. I mean, this is what happens when you're on the outside instead of inside. You know, the guard goes down. The professionalism, if that's what you want to call it. All right. Anyway, I'm kind of done here. I'm going to go down and just hook up a breaker or two and test it. And then I'm going to come back up here. I want to take this ground and ground it off to the box. I want to check this, so I'm going to have to take that. I'm going to leave those open for now. I got another big ground here that I want to ground off, which goes to earth ground, because if this works, I'm just going to redo this earth ground real quick. But other than that, for all intended purposes, I think I'm done up here. So, and... I just got to neaten it up. You know, I got to tack these in place. I got to put a here so that the wire doesn't chafe, and do a few things there. So I'm going to clean up most of this crap that I got here. Fill my pockets. See, I still got shit in my pockets. Okay. Let me take some of these down. I don't need all these wire nuts up here. There's enough nuts up here. Squirrels get up here. You hear them up here sometimes in the wintertime. So now I still have to get over to that other box over there, that junction box, to see just what goes on, because this wire up here is coming out of that junction box. So this is probably going to be hot. I'm only going to take off a little bit of it because I got to want to test it. So there. All right. Let me turn you guys off. I'll be right back. Alright, so far, everything up here is okay. So I'm going to leave the light here, and the ladder here. And I'm going to take some of this other crap and go downstairs, or back into the first, well, back down the ladder, downstairs, right? And then let everything run for a while, and then I'll come up here and finish that, push those in, get those done, get that wire done, and get that ground hooked up. But for all intended purposes, we are basically done. And I'll show you what I did over here with the breaker box. Now I went with the little breakers. They're like half the thickness of the standard breaker, only because I can fit more in the box. So, where are we here? So here we are. And there we are. So the one on the bottom is on, the third one is on. The other two are off because I have nothing hooked up to them. Now this box will allow me to hook up another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever I need to hook up at this point, which is not going to be that much. If anything, 2 more breakers. I won't load this box down only because the main breaker in the house that he has hooked up to this is only a 20 amp breaker. But again, you're never going to have all shit running at once anyway, so you're never really going to have that kind of amperage going through the breaker. Well, that didn't do it, but we're one step closer. I mean, for every step we clean up and change, there's the breaker box with the cover on it. Now the wire coming from the house to that is all new. And the wire going from that up to the junction box is new. And all the so-called BX that's through the whole place that he ran is, well, it's not new, it's all his stuff. But I can't say I've ever really seen a problem with that going bad. So I'm going to assume that it's not that.
Medic 1 Priority 2, 1060 West Main Street, Big Y Supermarket.
Alright, so
For the fall victim, possible head injury.
So, like I say, until I can get out there and get that trench cleaned with new wire and get that done out of the way, there's not much more I can do at this point to figure out what the problem may be. Now, once I get that done, if that doesn't resolve the problem, then I will probably just bite the bullet and call an electrician. So, do I want to take away any possibilities that I think may have caused the issue? So, let me turn that radio down. I'm not in the attic anymore, so I don't need it. And I'm not saying that it can't be the old wiring up top, but I doubt that it is. I just don't know where the hell it is. And I still have, like I say, I have 12 volt negative on the table saw, on the top of the saw. Now the only other thing I can do is just start unplugging things, but you know, I mean, it could be anything. It's just a little bit there, so whatever it is, it's just enough to blow things that are, you know, low amperage, you know, like the USBs and the radios and stuff like that, but it doesn't take out anything that's big. So I'm wondering what the hell it could be. Yeah. So like I said, we'll get that new wire run. That'll eliminate that. All right. The next step is start disconnecting each breaker to see if I got a bad breaker. Now, the problem being is it's not since I put the shop on the back. It's not since I added this on, because I've always had it, because I've always had the 12 volt negative on the saw. If you guys go back like last year, the year before, I think I showed it where this is negative 12 volt. So, and that's before I even put the addition on. So the problem was always there. You know, so it's nothing that's been added since then. So it's got to be an older problem. I just don't know where the hell it can be. You know, so, and you've seen it when I was doing the sanding over there. You've seen, well, you will see it hopefully, the spark that I'm getting. I shouldn't be getting that spark through there. That's a good thing it's a low voltage, but the thing is, you never know if it's going to switch, you know, and go higher, because you don't know what it is. Like I said, we can start disconnecting things one at a time. Like for instance, I'm going to do it now. Let me come over here and unplug the saws. Let me unplug the saw. Get down here on my knees. Oh, there's that other knife. I was wondering where the hell that went. And let me see, which one of these is the one for the saw? Well, you know what, we'll just unplug them both. Because the saw was plugged in both incidences, so the saw is now, well, there's nothing, the saw is disconnected. Now, that will probably disconnect my 12 volt negative, but we'll see. I will get a set of jumpers, and I will plug in the positive side to 12 volts off the battery. I'm right into the battery now, and that's all I'm doing. Just go into the battery. And let me get one of these lights over here. Grab this one. And I'll take this and hook up 12 volts to that. Now before, if I touch the table, the saw top, that would light up. Hello, let me get my wire over there. Okay, so right now it's not lighting up. That should be lighting. Now I'll plug it back in to see if it lights. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's the saw, because the saw, once I plug it in, is plugged into the power. So let's bring this up here for a minute, making sure that the hot isn't touching anything. And then go back down here. And we'll plug the saw back in. Now you got to remember, I'm plugging the saw into a bad service, so to speak. So now, if I touch this over here, we have power. Okay? Now again, that doesn't mean that it's the saw, because now the saw is plugged in. So we do have a problem here. Now what I can do is unplug the saw and then go back over there and run the belt sander to see if I get that spark. So that's going to be my next step. Let me disconnect this. I don't like the power hanging around, especially positive side when I have negative power floating around. So now let me unplug the saw again. Now this will tell me if it's the saw or not, because if I still have spark, then it's not. If the spark is gone, well then that tells me it could be the saw. So instead of me bringing you over there, just hold on a minute. I still have spark, so it's not the saw. Okay. All right. We're still playing.